Let's need to put up the shirts. Yo, it is Zoun in the bottom right and Reynor in the top left here. We've got our Zerg and our Protoss player already blocking that hatchery. Reynor's gonna take the third, it seems. Greetings, Psygons. Hope you're having a good day. If you're still around, sorry I needed that break to eat some food. But we're back here, back in action. This is the RSL Season 4 group. Oh god, is it A? It is A. No, yes it is A, there we go. And we are live with the games here now. Reynor against Zoun, pretty good setup here. Zoun very good in this matchup specifically, and Reynor seems to be struggling recently a little bit. Okay, now let's get on to this. I'm not too sure about the map in this matchup. I mean, this spot would be difficult in the late game to keep away from like Tempest and stuff. So you don't see the Zerg take that as a third or even fourth a lot of times. In this particular game we have a pretty long drone transfer here to the third, so that is a potential opening here for Zoun to be aggressive on. And he's just going into the Oracle opening, which is so standard. With the Adepts here in the early game, he's gonna push out with the first Adept across the map. The probe is gonna be pulled back here, and the Adept is gonna look for any drones it could intercept. Also wants to get scouting intel as much as possible. It's just basically what you're doing with the shade is he's checking if drones are transferring and if you can catch one. If you can see a drone with the shade, that's why he's like walking into this spot and then just getting the direct shade up into the main. Because if he sees a drone, he's just gonna shade on top of that and gonna try to kill it. But there's already 10 drones here, so maybe, I'm not sure, I didn't actually look at this, but it seems like Reynor did just send over a little bit of a bigger group to kind of prevent single file drones from going across. So he must have pulled, basically, must have been not fully mining in the main here. Oh, both Adepts are actually going to commit and die here. He did kill 4 units, 5 units. We're going to take a look here again. It's 1 drone and 5 links that did die. So in the end, I feel like it's a pretty decent defense. You don't want to sacrifice your 2 Adepts for links really at this stage of the game. Zoun needs to keep the Oracle back at home. Links are gonna come in and harass the Nexus a little bit, but Oracle is not even gonna turn on. I'm a little bit sad that Reynor already put away there. We have the Spore Crawler come online here, back at home. Second Spore on the way as well. None in the main yet. He does have the double Queen setup, of course, but that one Oracle needs to be at home. There's no way going across the map right now, since there is no more Adepts. That's what happens if you sacrifice those. Gateway, additional gateways on the way here. 2 and 3. I'm gonna up the production here. He's gonna triple his production, that's quite crazy. 2 Oracles now hovering at home. He has the double, so he can go in and one-shot. He's not making additional Oracles as of yet. He's gonna start his blink first, and then going into that forge. Is he gonna make 1 more Oracle? I think he should probably do so. But we'll see in a moment, once he has the gas. There's the money. He's gonna warp in a Stalker first. So he might be done with Oracles. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he's gonna intercept the drone. There was a very nice timing there that wanted to make the 4th base. And I don't think we're gonna see many more Oracles here. Is he gonna get the second one? Oh boy. And surely not the third. So he doesn't get the third one. Oh, needs to be careful here. The high oracle, high energy oracle, that does get shot by quite a bit. Leah's gonna finish up in a moment here. There we go. Hydralisk then on the way. Link's waiting for an opportunity to get some scouting intel. They're looking for any intel here, like, hey, how's your army looking, stuff like that. He doesn't have anything in the main. He's just flying in with the overseer right now. So he was basically looking at the unit count, like what are you making, what are your units, how many do you have, and then he goes in with the overseer into the main, confirms everything else. It's like, okay, this is the production, this is what can possibly follow this up, and now I know how much I need to make. That's some good stasis triggering here on Reynor, on Reynor's side of things, but this could still be a cancel on the 4th base. We're gonna get the hatchery up, so it's gonna be transfusible, but not cancelable anymore. And we're gonna see some Hydras here trying to push this back. I think he should be able to save the space if he doesn't go overly aggressive and gets caught in the stasis trap again here. But Zoun is gonna decide to pull back, so I think this is looking pretty decent here for Reynor. He does keep the base alive, he can transfuse it now if he wants to, he still has the queens around. He's gonna get a few links here, dropper lords, okay. And the 4th base for Zoun. Now this guy is gonna have a goop very soon, yeah? That's 21 seconds delay on any upgrade. Could go for charge or +1. I don't think he's gonna hit +1 though. Oh, are we gonna just see a drop? This is just gonna be like crazy Zerg Hydra Ling. What is he gonna goop? Oh, Storm. That would be great. He does see where it is and he's gonna go for it. He sees his chrono boosted, so he knows it's not done yet, and there's the goop. Perfect play here. No Templar ready, unfortunately, with the feedback. He had the Templars, but he had the feedback. He wasn't in position there. So now he needs to wait. Storm is delayed. This could be the the timing window you're looking for here is Reynor, but he's going rather slow about things. Dropping into the main and pushing at the front, I guess, at the same time. He's trying to pull the units out right now. Oh my god, another insane stasis trap. Can't believe it, that's so many units. Now he's dropping into the main, but there's also units just waiting there already. He's dropping out some Hydras though, but look at that, man. Those Hydras, they don't have anything to buffer for them right now. They're fighting on their own, basically. They have a big wall, and the same can be said here in the main. Units do drop out. Oh damn, that was some good storms. Dealing so much damage to those links. They still get a good engage here on the stalkers, and they will kill all of these stalkers. Everything is gonna fall apart here. Can the Archon stay strong? The main has been cleaned up, and the units are gonna come down and are gonna push back Reynor's army a little bit here, but Reynor is still having trouble to kind of win that fight. Those reinforcements are trickling in, but his army is just a glass cannon, and it's falling apart very fast here. We don't see enough links reinforcing this at this moment. It's a little bit random. It always comes down to what your opponent focuses on and how the engagement goes, what you actually need as a reinforcement here for the Zerg. And now he doesn't have any links, he doesn't have any tanks, he still has a few Hydras, but it's just not... There we go. It's just not a good enough army here to actually fight. And now finally with the links coming in reinforcing, he does have some tanking potential again, but as soon as they run out, he needs to run away with the Hydras. Loses 2 Hydras, 3 Hydras there. Oh man, that's so much firepower he just lost there. Like 4 Hydras in that retreat. Just didn't go his way. Lurker then on the way, trying to transition out of this chaotic situation, but just so few drones. 68, which he just pumped up to, and that 4th base did run all time long here for Zoun. Just been looking like he hung on a knife's edge, but the thing is he has his tech already up. He is going into +2, he's going into +3. The Evo is just finishing right now for Reynor. Wait, Zoun was investing in all these late game things, or later stages of the game things, and he kept them, basically. He did reset the army, yeah, okay, but you can deal with that. He kept the economy. We can have a look at the lost worker, 24, that's okay. Like on 4 bases you can lose 24 workers and just be fine. He lost like some economy then. He lost the army, and he didn't lose the tech. Now he has the advantage. Fleet beacon on the way here, already transitioning into that potential air toss. Look, then is still chilling out there. Infestation pit might have missed that one. Surprise lurkers you need to make work. Hardly anything else works. It's a really difficult map, I feel like, for Zerg against Brothers, but yeah. Now he has the lurkers try to siege this, but doesn't have the range, so he cannot actually shoot over. And he didn't have the creep. So this warning that this army was coming over was quite slow, and Reynor is just deciding to push himself. I'm not sure if I like this. There's not much support with these lurkers. He's just going in. He's just gonna burrow them. And we just see a recall. So he could lose all of these lurkers if he's not careful. Now there's an observer. He snipes the detection, and oh boy, there's just so much damage going to the army right now. Oh man, he even killed his own carcass there. But this group kind of intercepting the reinforcements. 22 kill Archon. He just killed so many links. Imagine if this army has 22 more links on top of it. That's a whole different situation here. These lurkers could still win the game, but it is difficult now. The surround comes in here, and Reynor's army is gonna get busted. One lurker still chilling out here. No detection. Finally, the observer comes in. But yeah, Reynor has to keep this high ground now. He cannot really push down. He's going into the hive, but he's again a step behind. Tempest are already in production here. Ooh, that one is scooped. Where's the other Stargate? There's the Tempest. Already joined the army here. The Nexus did go down, so that's a nice bonus. He can kill Zoun if he manages to, at one point, snowball the fight in his favor. He has great potential to just end the game. The issue is we do have 10 gates, so if Zoun ever loses an army, he can't just produce 10 more or units at a time. It's 20 supply instant reinforcements if he has the money, right? Now that's a lot of production, so I'm not worried too much here for Zoun. He should be able to just push this back, and he has the Tempest, of course. They're gonna be great here. He has the Oracle attack. They're gonna be so good against these lurkers. Now the tech started to run low here. And Reynor is trying to forcefully push this back, but he's starting to lose more and more Hydras. And eventually, if he doesn't have any Hydras anymore, well, things are just gonna go south. Can he finish off Zoun before he runs out of things, basically, to throw at him? Now Zoun is doing a counterattack. These 4 zealots killed 14 drones and a base. That's a production facility as well here going down, and that's the forward one, so that means all of the units rallying a little bit further from behind here into the fight. That lurker didn't get revealed. And here also there's like one revealed, one not. Zoun is retaking another base in the bottom left, but he is losing his natural here. Oh, it actually stays alive. Tempest there. It didn't start. Why does he have one inside? A supply block there. And yeah, once the mothership finishes, it's gonna be a tough call, because Reynor doesn't really have the money to make any overseers and bring them with the army. Like, he doesn't have money for anything right now. He isn't even fully saturated here on all of these bases. This one is a long... No, it's just finished up, so... But yeah, like... He doesn't even have the saturation. He needs to mine this open. He needed the snowball to happen, but it just didn't. And he's still only on 62 drones. It feels like he's been constantly re-droning. He lost those 14, of course, earlier. This is looking very grim. He's kind of locked into his composition right now, which he's upgrading, to be fair. He's going the adaptive talents. He's getting +2 missile. So it's gonna start to look more and more formidable here. But he's just fighting an uphill battle against Skytoss already. I mean, look at the Tempest count. We have 6 here, chilling over that army. And there's 2 more in production. The mothership is done. He has the cloak field now. Reynor has nothing to do with that. He has no abducts. He has only Hydras, basically, with only damage upgrades. +2 is nice on Hydras, but they're still gas cannons, and it's gonna be so difficult to fight off an actual air army which can just siege or shoot from so far. Spire on the way. Reynor is making this a really good game. He's really hanging in here. And I have to say, though, he's like almost breaking Zoun a lot of times. And getting those kills on the bases is pretty crucial. Because if he wouldn't have been able to kill all of the bases that he did take out, then he would be already dead in this game. Now this is basically buying him all that time, which is forcing Zoun to just sit back at home right now. So he can kind of work on his composition. He's getting a couple of infestors is really good. He's getting the dash upgrade for the Hydras. That is also crucial if you want to fight air with your Hydras. And he's getting the Cloud. So we do see the Dark Swarm here, Microbial Shroud, which is different now. It does reduce... Okay, let's read this. It does reduce the damage taken from ranged units by 50% for everyone who is inside. So... let's check this out, right? The Tempest does deal... This is ground. The 40 damage to ground, right? So it will shoot for 20 damage. And after that, we do have the armor applying. Now, Hydras don't have any armor, but like 90 damage, 40, 90 health, so 40 would be what? 2 shots? 3 shots here? 20 is gonna be 1 shot more, right? No, or even 2 shots more. There we go. That's 5 shots. Oh, the Templars! Oh, he gets 2 of them. That's pretty good. And the Lurker's gonna be even worse. They do have +1 armor on top of that. So if you can use those shrouds correctly, of course you need to be careful because there's gonna be storms most likely trying to match the shrouds. And oh, it doesn't reduce spell damage. Oh, he needed to borrow there. You need to be so careful. Another tag there on that army. Does he have the infestor in that area? I don't think so. Where did they go? So he's going into Ultralisks. He does have the infestors over here. Now Ultras, of course, are gonna basically be unkillable under the shrouds. They are gonna have, what, 7 armors on +3? And he's still working on +1 armor though. But yeah, Ultras are gonna have a lot of armor. And a lot of damage reduction. It's like even the 40 damage reduced to 20, and then armor, let's say we're gonna have Kindness Plating and +1, and the Ultra is gonna have 4 armor, so that's 16 damage. To an Ultralist with 500 HP, huh? Oh, he even has 2 base armor, so he gets 2 more armor. No, Kindness is only +1 armor, no, +2, so 4 armor, and then +1 is 5 armor. So he's gonna have 15 damage. That's a lot of shots you need to throw at an Ultralisk to kill him. All of a sudden. Yeah, the vision is definitely an issue here for Zoun, but he is trying to rally a lot of zealots here for counterattacks. Like very small groups, so small investments. He's kind of hurt for money, right? And he doesn't really have any observers set up in front of his bases or like proxy pylons or something. Like he has a Tempest over here, right? That's how desperate this vision game is right now for him. And it makes it so difficult to be in position. Now he's always going to be a step behind. And there we go. Reynor sieging with 1 Lurker. Trying to pull over the army doesn't work really, unfortunately. It was sitting in the correct location here, luckily for Zoun. But on the other side, oh, we don't have... He has a good split though. Look at that. 5 Tempests over here. A couple Archons, he has 2 Stormers here as well, they have full energy, so it's actually really difficult to see them. Ooh, one that almost get shot by the Lurker there. Where are those Infestors though? He had them over here. They're not really with the army. Let's do a quick check here. He has 6 now, okay, he's just stacking energy. And he's getting more bases up. So we're getting to a very playable position here for both players. I guess it's gonna be more and more difficult for Zoun, because... like, he's just slowly turtling across the map, basically. And Reynor is just trying to go in, but I feel like he needs to utilize those infestors. He's just trading way less efficient than he kind of needs to. Oh no, that army being boxed in, that was not what should have happened here. And that's gonna be a very painful loss here. All of the Ultras have been killed off, so now we do have Zealots coming in here. Hydra's trying to dash on the Tempest, but that didn't work out as well. Lurker trying to reposition, but no chance for that. Now this is an army, but 9 Ultralisks on the way. They do have very bad carapace upgrades yet. No +2 done. Burrow is denied. Oh man, there's so many Ultras in this location actually. And they will just pop here. They will just pop into the army. No, they won't. Oh my god. So he cancelled like 4 Ultralisks or so, or maybe even 6. So we only have 3 now. I guess there's a few more in production. But Reynor is gonna lose a lot of tempo here. He's gonna lose 2 bases. And Zoun finally may be able to grasp the win here. You will kill the bases, we'll move back. He's gonna say, alright, we did enough damage, we can go home. And we can try to throw up another expansion. He's trying to re-establish his static D over here at that base. He's gonna recall just a few units, the 5 Tempests from earlier. They're gonna be back here. He has so many Tempests, 10 Tempests. And 10 Archons almost. Only 3 Stormers, that's a little bit low. Only 3 HTs. He's over once he gets like 4 more cannons up. That was a very, very costly link counter attack idea, which completely fell into the water there. Now Infestors, they have been spotted. He knows what's up. You need to use the. So what you want to do basically is you want to throw down Fungals. You want to catch this army, and then you just want to run in with the Ultras while you use the Shrouds. You can kind of use the Shroud on this Protoss army because it doesn't matter, your Ultralisks are melee units, they don't care about the range damage reduction. Now this is nice though, but I feel like grabbing like 1 Infestor with these link counter attacks, or like having 1 Burrow somewhere around here, might be really strong, right? So you can just use them, use like a cloud with your links. They're not gonna be better against Zealots, but they will have better chances against Archons and the Tempests and whatnot. My god, he's making 4 more Archons. He has 10. Is he going up to 14 Archons? Oh my effing damn. That's so much anti-bio damage. That's crazy. 47 against biological. And that 14 times. Yo, brother. Those Zealots are food. I think you're gonna be surprised how decent Ultras are with that cloud actually. But man, this army is like a damage wrecking ball. He has Ultralisks. Oh, he's gonna grab a few Archons here. He's gonna start the Shrouds. The Ultralisks are basically unkillable. Look at that. This guy doesn't take any damage. Like even the Archons, they can't kill them. My god, and he comes around with the other Ultras from the other side. He does still lose the air fight though. He has 1 Archon left. Oh, I guess not. And GG's called. Because no more money in the bank. And Zoun is gonna win the army fight because he had an air army that was not attackable for Reynor anymore. Since he lost all of his Corruptors. Of course, he didn't really have any upgrades for the Corruptors, so that didn't really work out in his favor. And yeah, Tempest, unfun unit, I have to say, man. Like, even if you play yourself, it's just not a fun unit. Oh, damn, yeah, I forgot. We had a patch. I don't even know what they patched. Like probably something with a launcher or something, I don't know. But in the end, this patch made it so that we always have to reconnect after each replay. Poopo. That's not the coolest way. Okay, so Zoun up 1-0 in this best of 3, playing a super turtley style here. Can you do the same on Old Republic? It feels like that map was pretty decent to just sit down in that corner, have like 6 bases and play very defensive. He split up his army pretty neatly. As Protoss, you can kind of do a very strong split once you have that storm, especially especially against Zerg, because they don't have EMP, right? So what are you gonna do? People are not using fungal anymore. Also with the shield batteries, it just doesn't work if they just sit next to one. You could do like an neural on a High Templar and just throw down that feedback, right? Yeah, well, I hope you're having a good one. That would always be an option. But if you sit behind cannons, right, it's just so difficult to engage into that defensive proto style as the Zerg player. Do we need the infested Terran back again? Is that the actual answer to the problems? Do we need to have something happen with the Tempest, or do we need the Battlecruiser back again? Like, no one is playing Battlecruiser. I just noticed right now. I was thinking about Zerg units I'm not seeing a lot, and I was like, ah, Swarm Hosts, Broodlords, but you see them occasionally, right? Mutas maybe, you see them occasionally, right? And then they can be strong. It depends on the situation, on the map, on the game, how it developed, and on how the Zerg just kind of keep control of the game and utilize those units. They can be situationally very good, and you'll see them from time to time, but it is a little bit cheesy. Now what what don't you see? Well, I was thinking from other races, right? Hey, what do we have? Like Protoss? You kind of see everything. Maybe the Disruptor is a little bit underused, mostly in PvP. You see it sometimes in PvT, not a lot in PvZ. Colossus is still there, around there. You see it from time to time in PvT, and also PvZ you can see it here and there. But like everything else, geez, I guess, right? You see Adepts, you see Stalkers, you see Zealots, you see Archons, you see Immortals, you see High Templars. You see Observers, you see War Prisms, you see Oracles, you see Phoenixes if it has to go there. You see Phoenixes against Terran sometimes, just to throw one off, you know? And it's a viable strategy, it's just not as good as Blink. It lacks a little bit of the aggressive potential in comparison to Blink, but it is very, very good defensively still. And yeah, you see Void Rays like this, right? The one clearing Void Ray, you see the Void Rays in the PvP defense. So basically everything, you see like Carriers and Tempest and Lake Game, right? So everything from Protoss is being utilized. And from Terran, like, I don't know, man. You don't see BCs, do you? We see Banshees and TVZ a lot in the opening phase. We see a lot of, like, sometimes even Banshee with a Battle Mech, with Hellions and Battle Lords. No, Cyclones, of course, not Battle Lords. So you see those, you see a lot of tanks, tank pushes, Marine, Marauder, Ghosts, of course, Medivac. Even Hellbats, like, they have their place. They have their place in the mech composition, they have their place in a Hellbat push after a, you know, opening for the Terran. A lot of times you see Widow Mines a lot. You see Vikings a lot, you see Medivacs, Liberators, but what you don't see is the frickin' battlecruise, like not even once. There used to be that BC opening, right? I think the only time I've seen a BC in a pro match was last year, one time when Maru played it against, I think it was Reynor, and he played that as a really cool style. Like, I wanted to see that actually become a thing, but it didn't. But he played it in a way where he had like so many CCs, and he just made battlecruisers, and then he would just, like, usually the counter for the Zerg, right? You just sit there with your infestors and you just neural them while, like, you sit underground and the BCs come in, you neural them, you do the tactical jump, and then you can kill them, right? Well, Maru just scan ahead all of the times. Like, he scanned, he just walked around with the BCs, he scanned, and then he walked in, and then he ported out. And whenever he saw infestors close in, like he scanned the areas, he would just throw down some Yamadas and jump out. And that's it. He never really lost any BCs, he just killed bases. He just came in, destroyed everything, like a rain of fire, and then he just walked back. And he was able to do that. Like, he avoided all the corruptors, all that air army, all time long, because, like, you can't really know. You need a lot of vision, right, to see where they're coming from. But if they just clear the map and then do it over and over again, you're really in a pickle there as the Zerg player. That looked really cool, I have to say. But it was a close by air map, so might be specific to that map, where it's possible, of course. Also, there weren't too many bases between that close air position, so that means there's no natural kind of army movement around there, so it's pretty comfortable to move through that spot. But yeah, this game a little bit different. We're seeing a very macro-oriented opening here for both players. 3 bases for Zoun at this point. We do have Blink coming in and +1. Double Colossal production. I was talking about the Colossi. We do see them. They're pretty decent and they are really good against Hydra compositions. Now this is a Spire. And oh, it was just seen, so we might have some Phoenixes being starting up here very soon. So he had 2 gateways queued, and now he's gonna settle for 1 gateway and a pylon. And he might just make another Stargate. Now that's a nice attack here for Reynor, you say so, but in the end the shield battery is just healing the Stalker like into infinity. It's still so many links. They do have +1, they're pretty decent. And they're gonna kill a lot of things here, but it is a lot of links that he just sacrificed. He will not be able to fully clear this area. Can he get the Blood Stalker? Oh, he does. 8 probes only. There's the Phoenixes and the Mutas. So we were talking about this. Mutas you don't see as much, Phoenix you don't see as much. Hey, look at that. We have a game where we have both. Starting. How many probes can he pick off before that Phoenix count is gonna snowball out of control? We're gonna have Thermalance here, and he will get the Void Ray. Bye bye, Void Ray. Oh, Link streaming in. No, he's actually. What? Where is he going? Oh my god. No, what? So he is killing the Colossi. Okay, that's a good move. You can kill the Colossi. It's pretty good for the Mutas. He is kind of trying to stack the Mutas though, so he can't really lose too many. And the links in the end went into the main, and that's where the warping happened. But there's like, he has pretty good setup for his cannons and stuff. Like this cannon is covered by the shield battery, this cannon is covered by the pylon and the warp gate. So really cool stuff. Like, how can you be covered by a warp gate? You say, yeah, well, it's walled to it, so there's a very small service area. So I really like these setups here by Zoun. Very beautiful stuff. Put a lot of thought in those. And the meter count is just not growing. We're sitting at 19 meters. He already lost 6. If he had those, he would be at 25, almost at a 30, which looks like an impossible count to beat. You need like, I don't know, 10 to 15 Phoenix or something to get rid of that. Come in again with the meter Ling here. Can he make something happen? He's going in very heavy into Ling upgrades. I like the dropped probe here. But in the end, he needs to get a General, he needs to get a Hive, he needs to transition out of this. He cannot stick on this composition. We're gonna see the hard counter here very soon. God, how do I hate that Phoenix upgrade, by the way. But yeah, you can kind of counteract this. You can bring in an Infestor, you can throw down a Fungal, you can utilize Parasitic Bombs. But you need to kind of transition out of making only Mutas with your gas. Now he's trying to just overwhelm this. He's jumping on the Phoenix. He gets a couple good shots in, but then the Phoenix do kite away here. And in the end, he does not win on the ground. So all of the Zealots did kill most of his links there. The Zealots do survive. And it was a pretty costly attack here for Reynor. Feels like even though he killed more resources than he lost, I guess the links did trade very well against the Stalkers there. Now he's deciding to mix in a few Corruptors, but with the Onion Pulse Crystals, your Phoenix just have too much range. Like, they do outrange Corruptors. Corruptors are sitting on 6 range. And Phoenix, of course, in 7 range. Now, Corruptors still very beefy against Phoenix. They're armored. They're coming in here, but in the end, a pretty good defense again. Reynor is kind of bashing his head into a wall. There's no necessity to try and kill that base, because effectively he's keeping Zoun on 3 bases. I mean, trading against the army, that can be good, but he lost so many meters again in that fight. He lost 34 meters at this point, and you don't have to do that. You can just walk around with the meters. You can try to hit these mineral lines a little bit. But yeah, as you say, he can't get that Archon count. He can't let that get out of control. Needs to be careful though. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You can just swoop in from the side, use the Corruptors to tank a little bit, take out a few probes. He's gonna kind of prepare that for later right now, just killing those cannons. You need to move those. You need to move those. Oh, they don't want to stack over the Archons. No. Okay. And Lings again running into the wall of Zealots. I'm not a big fan of that. There's so many inefficient trades there on those Lings. Even though he's basically like keeping an even, almost even resources lost ratio here. The thing is, we are still on a lair. And Zoun has pretty good tech. He has Archons, he has Phoenixes, he has what he needs basically. Like, if he had a Roach Warren, if he had roaches to fall back on, and his army pushes across the map and meets like 15 roaches, oh hell boy, this would be game over, right? Now this army does go across the map. The mutas need to magic box a little bit more. They're taking way too much damage. This Archon needs to shoot. It needs to turn and shoot. Come on, please. So he's gonna just chase it down with 3. I like this choice here. But he did lose 32 drones, and more are falling. Those Zealots are just doing crazy work. He's gonna lose a base down here. No static D with this. No, like, he had the 1,000 minerals before this was happening. Now he's at 6. And imagine he had like a few spines to buy some time, so he doesn't lose 40 drones. Maybe he runs them, I don't know. He didn't. Now he has to remake them, and he has a very tiny income at this point. Zoun is barely surviving here on 3 bases. He has almost no more money in the main. He has almost no more money in the natural. This is a war of attrition here. He's trying to get up a 4th base, but Reynor can easily deny that. Once he sees it, he's gonna swoop in with the mutas. He's gonna get it cancelled for free, basically. There's no way in hell that the Zoun can protect that base. So he's having 4 Archons right now. This one is actually wasted damage there for half the energy already. Now Zealots coming in again, killing more drones here. The Zealots only have +1. That's how stretched, how thinly stretched Zoun is right now. They're not even two-shotting the drones. Like, look at that. We're getting up to a little bit better of a drone count. He's making more and more mutas, but yeah, he needs to keep on denying that 4th base. As long as he can keep Zoun off a 4th base, it should be good. But I feel like he lost just too many drones in that last fight. Like 40 drones? That's so many. He's still struggling to reproduce those. He doesn't have these gases saturated, and he's playing a muta style. He doesn't have these gases saturated. He's playing a muta style, ladies and gentlemen. He's only operating on 4 gas right now. That's 2 base muta, basically. The muta's coming in here. Can he kill the Stargates, maybe? He's just gonna go for a few pylons. The issue is, again, you need to fight the army somehow. Corruptors coming in here. There's 1 Archon, I think, that got picked off maybe by the mutas already. There's a lot of firepower there from those mutas. No, he joins with the Phoenix here. But it's gonna be a base trade. Honestly, I don't like this for Reynor. Not a bit. There's recalls, there's enough energy on the Nexus. The Corruptors are not using their P ability. And there's not a lot of money in the bank here for Reynor. His drones are getting found already, so he gets the first. He gets the first Nexus there. He's going over to the new Nexus, which should be cancelled. Only 3 minerals left in the bag. Oh, it gets killed. That's actually a big mistake by Zoun. So he's completely focused on that aggression. And we do have a few units back here. Why is he injecting, man? We lost too many overlords already. He's losing more and more overlords here. Kind of want to keep those alive. I feel like Reynor is not really playing his fullest here. He needs to babysit this army. If he loses everything at home, you at least want to check out that you don't lose your army here across the map. You need to kind of kill that base though. And this one as well. Before you go and try to defend the rest of what you have. So he has 500 more minerals. He has a base down here. He has a few more mutas, which are gonna pick off these zealots, which is nice. And he's still killing the buildings over here. He did finish off the Nexus over here in the left. He still has the Corruptors. He has the potential to win. Let's have a look at the unit count. 9 Archons. Oh, that's pretty sick. But you only need to win the building war, right? If he kills this Nexus, is my... Oh no. Oh, he sees the base. That's the last building. And that's the last drone. Like, it still counts as a drone, but it also counts as a building making right now. Oh my god, now it's dead. He's dead. Oh, he has one more. Look at that. He has one more, which is gonna be found now. But Zoun is gonna... Can he kill it? Oh, this is so close. This is so close. It's the last building on the map. I think Zoun has it, yeah. He didn't pee on the buildings with the Corruptors. He tried to zone the Phoenix out. He didn't really go efficient about killing the buildings. He's trying to go for the mass attack, but there's just too much firepower here against Biologic and a lot of Gs there. Zoun is gonna take it serious. Oh, what a game though. Crazy base rate here, I have to say. Really lovely stuff.